Good evening, everyone. My name is Tolu Odubanjo, and this is Talk to Tolu Toro. We usually have this topic once or twice in the month, and we bring in professionals to come and speak to us. It's a very informal setting. I just want to let you know that you can be vulnerable. I mean, if you don't want anybody, about your question, if you don't want anybody to know you are the one asking, send me a direct message and I will read out your question to you. And if you have if somebody or a friend has spoken to you about what they're going through or a problem, please do not mention their name. Just say somebody or a friend said this, and you can use that to ask your questions. Thank you very much. With me tonight, we have, let me quickly tell you a few house rules so that before I introduce to you the speaker tonight. Please keep your microphone muted. If you have any question, we are going to ask you to unmute yourself and then you can ask your question. Please, I want you to have an open mind to enjoy today's program. And I will appreciate if you can show your beautiful faces so that our speaker tonight can connect with us. You know, when you're talking to somebody and you can't see their body language, sometimes it's not motivating enough. So I will appreciate if you can show your faces, please. If you have any question, please feel free to ask. You can. I would like it to be an interactive session, so whereby he's talking and just put your questions down because there will be time for question and answer towards the end. And if it's not question, if it's a comment, please be ready to, just chip in things and be as brief as possible because we have loads of questions that we're going to be answering tonight. Thank you very much. Let me quickly introduce to you the speaker tonight. Victor Haruna Francis is our guest tonight, fondly called VHF. He's called VHF and he's a speaker, a personal and family finance coach, a seasoned workplace professional with over 16 years corporate experience delivering ethical technology projects across Africa and Europe. His personal and family finance coaching session have helped individuals and families transition from debt and financially struggles to abundance, discipline, and financial success. So with me tonight, I have a gentleman called VHF. So if you're going to address him, you can call him VHF. Please welcome with me, VHF. Please go to the comment section and let's know where you're joining from. Let's know if you're joining from Preston, from US. We have some US people here, Canada, Nigeria, wherever you're joining from. Somebody once asking me, is it for people in diaspora? And I said, no, whatever is happening here is happening there in terms of money. Please go to the chat room and please help me say where you're joining from. Let's know where you're joining from, please. Type in the chat room and say hello to Mr. Victor. Thank you from Cumbria, Sonny from Cumbria. Thank you for joining. Thank you, everyone. Please get your microphone, keep your microphone muted and get your questions ready. I'm trying to locate VHF. Has anyone seen him? VHF, have you put another name up? Because I will not be able to, I can't find him anywhere. And his microphone, his camera is not on. VHF, are you there? Okay, while we wait for him, let me quickly say, tonight I sent a video initially in the evening to the contact on my phone to let them know that, what's it called? I was talking about statistics of what causes couples problem, and I was saying 75. In fact, actually, we check again tonight. Somebody showed me another, told me another statistics, and they said it's 95. And I did another little research and I found out it's 95. It's brought down to money. Who's going to pay this? Who is paying the mortgage if you have one? If you don't have one, who's paying the rent? Some even put gender into it. Because the man is the head of the house, you have to pay the rent. Some even says, if it's not the head of the house, even if I'm the breadwinner, I don't have to pay. I like that emoji. Somebody's putting a very funny emoji there. It's like mild to it. So why will please, if you've seen VHF while I'm talking, can somebody just say he's here? Because I can't find him. He's not here yet. And that's very unlike him. Okay. So and someone was saying you know 50-50. This person that was asking me a question about 50-50, they are not even married. They just want to know what's my take about 50-50. Then I asked, what do you mean by 50-50? Even if you are earning more than me, if I'm earning more than my spouse, like can we not do 50-50 in terms of bill? Can I not bring 50% to the table and he bring 50% to the table? I said, well, I cannot answer you that question because what worked for me in my house might not work for you in your house. And when you get married, because I said it's a single person. So at times it's very difficult to answer for people and say, okay, so person is doing this, so why can't we do the same? It's difficult. Yeah, it's very difficult. And I've seen another person who says, I am the only one. I'm sorry. And the woman is saying she doesn't pay any bill and it's only the man paying bill. And I asked, why are you not helping? And she said, it's not about help. She wants to help, but the man is not ready. It's like, how can a woman pay my bill? Then that one is surprising. That's another one. The man wants to be the man of the house. He doesn't want the woman to pay. So the man is like, I have to pay the bills. Even if he can't, if he's struggling, just have to. He has seen it as a tax, as his own thing to fulfill in the house. I'm still waiting for VHF. Has anyone seen him? I can't see him. If you see any name VHF, please, let me know. He's not here yet. Okay. I'll send someone to ring him.
Sorry, Satoru, you're muted. Is that deliberate?
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. Please prepare your question, whatever question you have
I've
for.
sent something on the. So I sent something on the group,
Oh, okay.
on the chat box. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Let me read that out. Somebody was saying, I don't think there should be any separation in the income. All the money should class as our money, both from the man and the woman, regardless of who earns more. Thank you so much, sir. It is our money. Anyway, but then some people don't accept that. That's so you will be shocked, sir. If you were in, I think was it the last session we had, marriage in the diaspora, and somebody was saying something close to this about bills as well. They don't believe that what you are saying is totally different from what somebody says that my money is my money and the man's money is our money. And
I think VHF is here.
he's here. Okay,
I
where
think
is
so.
I've seen him,
Mm.
I've seen him. Thank you,
Yeah.
sir. As I've said, it's very unlike him. Good evening, VHF. Is your microphone muted? Hello, VHF. I can see you. Oh, please. Where are you? Okay.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, good to be here.
I was telling people this is not you at all. You will have even been here 15 minutes before time.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened.
I was trying to sort out a few things at home, chase all my goons, chase them to bed so I can have good time here.
Thank you so much. We have introduced you And here you are, and people are here ready to hear from you.
Good. It's a great
So
night.
quickly tell us, sir, let's just go straight because we have questions later. Can you quickly tell us? I might not be able to share that thing. I don't know why. Can you share it? Do you want to share it?
Let me see if I can join on the computer that has got it, and then I can share. I need a picture for everyone to hold on to as I speak for, say, the first 20-15 minutes.
Okay.
Just bear with me.
Okay.
I need to meet this.
Okay. Somebody was saying, because we were discussing about 50-50 how to finance the house and all that. It was just a question from somebody. So, and I just read a comment that says, I don't think there should be separation in the income. All the money should be classified as our money, both from the man and woman, regardless of who earns more. And I said it might work for some people, it might not work for some people, because there are some situations or some things that will come up and it will raise questions. Are you ready now? Okay, yeah. Somebody said a woman actually told me she could not operate joint account because she was the type that spent lavishly compared to the husband. More reason she should operate a joint one, then there'll be a check. There'll be a check on that. Because the man will be watching the accounts. Okay, while we're waiting for VHF to just, can you do, instead of 15 minutes, can you do 10 minutes, sir? So, because I want you to launch with questions. I want you to, quickly show us that, if possible. I've seen people who operate joint accounts, VHF, that works for them.
Yeah.
Some people, it doesn't. Go on, sir. I'll leave the table for you.
Okay, good. All right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much to have been waiting for me. The very small me that you've been waiting for is here. I thought that our host is going to probably have some sessions before I came in. So I was using that to send all the kids off to bed. But yeah, very briefly, thank you for, again, joining. How many of us are here? Many of us are here.
We are 60 now. 60.
Okay, good. I know that money conversation attracts a lot of people. Just before we said 60, it became 62. Yeah, so I know that before we probably go far, a lot of people will have joined. Thankfully, we are discussing money and marriage in the diaspora. Before I go on, permit me to take this 1 minute to appreciate everyone. Most especially you, because you have invited me to be here, and I must say that you are doing a great job putting this platform in place to encourage people, to teach people, to show people the right things to do, and then help people grow and become a better version of themselves. I want to thank your husband also. A lot of people might not hear his voice or know him or even see him on this platform, but I know that he's been a great man. Uncle Miwa has been very, very wonderful. And I want to appreciate him for giving you that support. A lot of people that I know have spoken on this platform. The last time it was Jimmy where he's a big brother that I love so much. I see how MOB has been supporting you. He's also a big brother that I hold so much respect for, even though we have not spoken. But I see him from afar off and I really appreciate what he's doing.
Thank you, sir.
So tonight, I always love money conversations. But before I go on, I'll give a disclaimer. In case I say some things that get you angry, just know that it's because I love you. In case I say some things that you probably don't like, or it feels like, why is this small boy talking to me like this? It's because I want you to get out of the state you are to go to the place where you're supposed to be. So you might hear words like stupidity. You might hear words like foolish. You might hear words that are, I'm saying this because we live in the UK and we're sensitive to words. Yeah, so, and I'm giving this disclaimer way ahead. In the UK, as of today, it's been said that in marriage, amongst the whites, the Caribbeans, and Africans, the Caribbeans are the ones who seem not to have the word marriage like that going for them. What they do the most, the Caribbeans, what they do the most. I'm saying this because it's a close-knitted group. If it were to be in the place of work or outside, I probably would not be saying this. It might be considered a bias or something. But then I need to establish this foundation. The Caribbeans have been known to cohabit more. So the issue of marriage is not the thing for them. One thing that the whites are known for is that they fairly have stable marriages. But from African context, from the context of an African man, if you look at it, one of the reasons why they have fairly stable marriages is because we, the white men, are mostly subservient in the family. We do everything. We respect our wife. If our wife say hey, we say yes. If our wife say no, we say no. And that's why when you go to schools, you see mostly men coming to pick the kids and taking them back home. That's why when there are public functions and it has to do with husband and wife with the white people, and you want someone to speak for the family, the man will never speak. The wife, even if the man will speak, the wife will speak first. And that's the culture that we live in. Amongst the Africans, especially Nigerians, one of the things I heard the Metropolitan Police in London the other day issued a warning to Black women to stop reporting their husbands. There is something that is common with African people. We like to invade wherever space we have with our own culture, either good or bad. That's why you have a Woolwich in London. That's why you have a Peckham in London. That's why you have a Moston in Manchester. If you live in the United Kingdom and all these places that I've mentioned, if you are very close, you know that something is very similar to all of them. The headquarters of Greater Manchester Police in Manchester is in Moston. Yet, Moston is one of the places where you see crimes the most. You go to Moston, you buy food on the street. You go to Moston, somebody is calling you, Sister Tolu, come and make your hair here. And they speak Yoruba to you as if they've known you before. Right? So that's who we are. But a whole lot of things are affecting us in terms of our marriages and our finances. And tonight, I just want to, and that's why I'm showing this screen, to say that in America, it's been said that, apologies, I'm giving these statistics just to lay the foundation. In America, it's been said that greater percentage, almost 80% of marital issues are caused by money matters. If you look not far away, look back to Nigeria, if you check online, I'm sure it's going to be the same. In fact, don't go too far to everywhere. Go to church where you have people who in quotes are spiritual people. One of the problems that you find the most is not adultery, it's not any other thing. It is going to be around money. So what is it precisely that has caused some of these things? Number one is lack of understanding between couples on money. Lack of understanding between couples on money has been a major issue. So the man grew up in a place called Tanke in Ilorin, Kwara State, like me. The woman grew up in a place called Ikoyi in Lagos State, Nigeria. Maybe like Madame Tolu or someone else. But that tells us that our understanding of money will be different. Our understanding of prosperity will be different. Our understanding of affluence will be slightly different. I use myself as an example. I'm married to a very gentle woman. She grew up in Lagos. I grew up in Kwara State. Came to Lagos when I was done with my education. And somehow we met, got married. My wife unintentionally does not eat the bottom of the pot. But for me, the bottom of the pot is the sweetest, right? There are a lot of things that she doesn't do because that's not how she was trained. But I have always learned to manage things. I have always learned to do things in a particular way. And so when we come to marriage, we need to sit together and have an understanding, right? And it has been discovered that in terms of money issue or money matters, that's coming together. I have been here a couple of times and I hear AOB talk about a lot of things that he does at home. And I know a couple of us here, especially church people and religious people, will find some of those things very strange and difficult to practice. That a family will sit back and say, yeah, what's our goal for the family? What's our vision for the family? I know that a lot of church people will find that difficult. But you see, where some of us are coming from back in Africa, that is how we were groomed.
VHF, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Can we take this down so we can see your face?
Good.
Please.
Good.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, good. Yes, so I stop sharing this.
Yeah, I've saved it. I can share it. I can share it later.
Okay, good.
Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, it's all good. So let me just check out of the system that I was using to project that so I can concentrate here. Just bear with me. Good, good. But I hope I'm making sense anyway. I hope I'm passing something across.
Yes.
Excellent. So let's take it further. Good. So lack of understanding between couples on money has been one of the major issues. And if you trace that very well, it's because couples don't talk about money. If there is anything that's for the past 9, 10 years that has been a major thing in my family, I've been married for 11 years. One thing that has been a critical factor is that we enjoy talking about money. A lot of people don't talk about money in marriage. The man feels that he should be the one in control of the money. The woman also has relegated that responsibility to him and say, let him just take charge of the money. My own is to collect the money. His own is to go and make the money and spend the money. But you see, when I want to believe that everyone here have, if they are not Christians, have affinity with Christianity or with the Bible. When marriage is said to be a fusion of man and a woman to form an institution of marriage, and it says that we will leave behind our parents, our father and mother, right? And the twin will become one. There is no place. If you read your Bible, I'm a very good student of the Bible. If you read your Bible very well, there's no place where it says the two will become one in everything. Sex, relationship, children, but money. It never said so. So where we got the ideology, and I tell you, is typically African, and I'm going to prove that to you as well. It's typically African that anything that has to do with money, you want to push it to the man. And that is why, I take us back a little bit, and that is why back in Africa, women are mostly sit-home moms, taking care of the house. The man is the one going out to make the money. We felt very okay that we're doing it that way. But you see, one of the challenges that stems from lack of communication or communication breakdown between couples is the lack of cultural awareness whenever we move to a new environment. So what has caused trouble for a lot of immigrants of the African descent in the UK, in Canada, in America, Australia, or wherever things are happening really good. One of the challenges is that we always don't want to culturally integrate into the environment. The mindset that, oh no, I'm a black man, you carry it everywhere. It shows in your character, it shows in your money management, it shows in everything you do. And so you are forgetting that in the United Kingdom, in America, in Canada, there is what is called family income, not individual income. And that is why you still carry the Abuli Egba mentality. You are still bringing that Ekiti mentality to the East Midlands in the UK, or to Lancashire in the UK, and you are saying that my money is my money, his money is his money. So we're going to be missing a whole lot that way if we're not integrating into the culture. There is what is called family income. If you're going to take a mortgage now as a family, husband and wife, if it's your first one, one of the good things that counts for you is what is the income of the family? What is the income of the family? So the total sum, I'm going to say something that's going to shock a lot of people. Now, I'm sure a lot of people are not aware or they have not taken cognizance of it, but here is it. Before that, the total sum of what we make together can do a lot of good for us here if we will just learn to culturally integrate. And communication is a subset of culture. And so when husband and wife are not talking about money, first, you won't be able to plan about money. You won't be able to streamline your income. You won't be able to channel money. You won't be able to have financial goals. You won't even have common. See, husband and wife in the home, including the children, must have a common ideology about money. Every family institution must have a common ideology about money. What is money to you people? Right? Cultural background, communication breakdown. Our women, African women, believe so much. African women believe so much, or some very respected African women believe that when they leave the responsibility that has to do with money to demand, they are trying not to step on his ego. They are trying to just give it to him. That used to be the norm in the African culture. But I tell you, in the Western world, that's not the case. Money is not what should raise your shoulder. No. Poverty has so done it in Africa that your sense of, some people's sense of identity is derived from the status of their bank accounts, which is a complete fallacy, which is a result of a poor mindset completely. Please prepare your questions. I'm going on gradually. Another critical thing I thought to discuss, I can't finish all of these things. They are when I teach money, I teach them very big. If you follow me on YouTube or Instagram, I do a lot around, even though I'm an IT person, but I do a lot around money. Financial pressures unique to people in the diaspora. Financial pressure. And this has led to a lot of misbehaviors from mostly women and some men that are very insensitive. Right? You think of remittances back home. You live in the UK, you eat in the UK, you bathe in the UK, your children school in the UK, the school in America, the school in Canada. But the moment you make money here, the first thing you are thinking of is how to convert it to Naira. You are thinking, 1,000 pounds, once it comes in the month like this, 1,000 pounds, if I convert, that's 2 million Naira. And in your mind, you are thinking, if I go to Nigeria with this 2 million Naira now, I'm a big boy in Nigeria, I'm a big woman in Nigeria. For God's sake, you don't live in Nigeria. You'll be shocked, Madam, to know that some people don't even have any project going on in Nigeria that will have said, okay, it's a project that is going on and they want to commit money to. But that's poor mindset of wanting to show with money just comes all the time. You come here in the cold, you hustle, and the next thing you are thinking of is how to convert the money. How much will the money be in Naira? I want to adjourn everybody on this call tonight, 71 of us. If that has been on your head, please throw that mentality away. It's a shallow mindset. Throw it away. Throw it away. You live in an economy that the currency is not the most powerful in terms of how widely reached, but in terms of conversion rate, it is the most powerful. So why are you thinking like a defeated person from Africa? Why are you thinking like someone who has not who is not thinking straight? Don't forget that I gave a disclaimer when I started that in case anything touches you, it is because of the love I have for you and the passion that I have towards this. Cultural, gender roles, and money. It is absolutely incorrect that it is the man that must make the money. That is why a lot of Black people keep having challenges with money in the United Kingdom. You believe that the man must be the one to have the money. And so now this is it. In Africa, for those of us who were doing very well before we came to the diaspora, one of the things I've seen is that disposable income is very, very low or close to zero. When you live in the United Kingdom, America is a lot better. But when you live in the United Kingdom, the difference between what you earn and what you spend, which is supposed to be your disposable income, is very, very low. It's very, very slim. Sometimes all that you earn is actually all that you spend. Yes, and that's why a lot of people have depended so much on credit card that has put them into trouble. And I'm happy to go further into that. So there is nothing in the new culture that you have embraced. There is nothing that says that the man is the one that has the financial role in the family. There's nothing that says that it's the woman that has the financial role. When you live outside of the shores of Africa, where you are not raising your shoulder about the money that you have sitting in your accounts, the environment here has so much been carved out in such a way that this is the best place to raise a family. A lot of people will not agree, but all of the economic indices and economic factors should make people live together, do things together, plan together, and grow together.
Sorry, I don't know.
Yeah, whoever it is, you can just mute, please.
Somebody's move here. Go on.
So I'm going to stop here.
Okay.
I'm going to stop here. One of the things that the last thing I'm going to say is that one of the things that has put pressure on a lot of people is debts and credit card and the credit system environment that we live in. So I know people who have just moved into the United Kingdom, and next thing is they want to build credit history. The next thing they look out for is to get a credit card. That is also not correct. You don't have to have a credit card to build credit. You don't have to have a credit card to build credit history. I've been here for almost 3 years. I don't have a single credit card. At my level, I would say at my level, I live comfortably well with my family. I don't have a single credit card. Credit history or credit score is not a measure of how wealthy you are or how lucky you are. It is simply to say that you are good at owing people money. And I don't want to have that kind of a testimony. So I have refused to have credit card. I'm not discouraging you, but there are downsides to it. But if the reason why you are holding those cards is such that you can build credit history, I can tell you point blank that it is better you throw them away and get better means to build credit history. All right. This is just an introduction.
Thank you very much. Let's go. Yeah, thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Let's go straight into question and answer now. Last week, we were talking about what's it called? It was supposed to be marriage in diaspora. But please, can you keep your microphone muted? I do this setting for no one to be able to. I keep muting this person. They keep on muting. I don't know. So, it was a question about money as well. So I said we're going to talk about it this today. Okay. Now let's start with this question that says a woman actually told me that she could not operate joint account. Let's talk about joint account briefly. What is your take, sir, on joint account?
Joint account is not bad. Joint account is not bad. But before joint account, there has to be joint mindset. Before joint account, there has to be joint understanding of money. And for those who are probably not married here, if we have any of them, my advice is before you marry, make sure that you are listening to the same thing with your to-be spouse. Make sure that you are hearing the same thing, you are reading the same thing, you have the same understanding. I have not been able to have joint account, not because, in fact, I love you when all my money is with my wife. One of my friends in Canada will say that he leaves all his bank card with his wife. And then we all started laughing, And he said, yes, because if the money, there is nothing he's living for. He's living for the family. So if the money finishes, no problem. Come back home, we'll sit down and be looking at ourselves. But some of us are not that lucky to have spouses who understand some of these things. And that's why we are here to say that joint account is not bad, but make sure that you have joint understanding. Make sure that your appetite for money is joint. Make sure that your understanding about money is joint. Make sure that your expenses, the way you spend money, is joint. So you must have common ideology, common mindset, your way, because joint account has actually disjointed a lot of families. Joint account has caused a lot of trouble in a lot of families. Let me give you an instance. They have a joint account. The husband gives very well, just like me. He's giving to charity whatsoever, like me. And before you know it, they make a call in the church to buy chair, and he's going to joint account to go and take money.
Wow.
And I'm wondering what's going on here. Once it becomes joint account, it's no longer your money.
Yeah.
It is now our money. But if you want to take from it to do charity, no problem. But the other party must agree. If the other party does not agree, you can't take the money. And it's unfortunate. You can't say, give me my own 50%. And no, it's now joint. Two have become one. So you can't say that it's joint account and you take. Some people will say that joint account, the woman will just come up and say that my daddy in Africa needs money. We need to send money home. Let's take from joint accounts. No. You can't send money home from joint accounts. If money must be sent home from joint accounts, there must be an agreement between the two parties. There has to be an agreement. And that is why, with all sense of trying to put things together, I am pleading with us today. Sit down to set financial goals. When I was coaching some people back in Africa around money, and I began to say that at first I'm supposed to be an IT person. I've been doing that for the past 17 years. But 9 years ago, I've been a church boy all my life. 9 years ago, I got angry with the church, or with some people in the church. Because when you ask people in the church how they became financially successful or how their business is doing well, please show us which way to go. Everybody says, my brother, it is God. And I'm like, can you tell me step 1, step 2, step 3 that you took so that I can also repeat that success, so that I can also go the same way? And then people come to share testimony in church that we cannot make any good thing about. So I decided whatsoever it is, I'll go and run after this money. And so if you go to my YouTube page, you see some of the videos that I made of great ones on money, debt management, lifestyle optimization, and the likes of it. Where deep, if you check all the books that I read, all my books are on money, because I was raised in poverty. I needed to break the back of poverty. And I broke it a long time ago. So the same thing, before you operate joint account, don't say that Mrs. Odubanjo said let's be doing joint accounts. Or the pastor in your church says that you should be doing joint accounts. No, that's not the first thing. The first thing is our mindset joined together first about money. What do you know? A lot of people don't. It is here in the UK that I see that Africans don't read. They don't read. Once people hear about shift, they want to pick shift. The next thing is shift. We'll come. I hope that one of the points will drive you there.
Let me quickly say, sir.
Go ahead, please.
VHF. Because somebody was asking you to elaborate on the credit card thing. It's going to be the last question.
Okay.
Because it's going to, that's another. You've been on this platform for financial goals before. It's going to be the last question. Please, can you please hold on?
Credit card. Yeah, on credit card. Okay, so there are so many tricks.
Can I ask another? Please, if anybody have any question, this is an opportunity for you to ask your question. You can use the icon to raise your hand. We will mute you. And if you don't want to talk, you can send in your question. Just type it in. You can send it directly, or you can send it for everybody to see. There's an option there. So there's another question I want to ask. Somebody says, let me quickly read this. It's in the chat room. My wife would neither talk about money nor listen to advice from others. She wouldn't attend a program like this where she can learn, though she doesn't earn. She can spend and buy on credit. As a man, how can I plan a loan in case of emergency expense?
I am seeing beyond the question. And those who are old enough here will be also seeing beyond the question. So the question says, how can I plan a loan? How can I plan a loan? So that already shows me that there is a problem somewhere. That already shows that there is a problem somewhere. From the beginning, it was not so. Because from the beginning, it was love that started the matter. If you have, see, the responsibility on men to create an ambience that allows for some things within the family cannot be underestimated or cannot be understated. As a man and as parents in the family, you must create the aura you want in your family. I have created that safe space in my family that to talk about money is so easy. In fact, when I get any new revelation about money, when you know church, I'm saying now because I know a lot of Africans are very churchy. That's why I'm using those church terms. When I get any new revelation about money, the first person I want to discuss with my wife. Not back in Africa, I was anyway more than her. So to answer this question, the first thing, back to the last thing I said is, work together, join hands with your wife so that she knows how to work. Yes, when she works and earn money, the way she spends the money will be curtailed, will be with wisdom. So whatsoever it is, even if it's to be doing £8 per hour, let her just go out and work. Find a way around it. Let her work, let her earn something. Secondly, while you're doing that, when we were growing up, I grew up amongst the Yorubas, and they used to say that something that has gone into the bean cake can never come out. Akaratobati or something like that cannot come out. Yeah. So because the money is in your account as the man, does not stop you from initiating the conversation about money. She doesn't want to hear, but the moment you say, I have this amount, everybody sits up. All the women here will attest to that fact. If your husband come home and say that I have this 15,000 pounds.
Are you saying issue yes. Announce the amount he has?
It might not be the exact amount, but it needs to begin to create that environment where that's the help, because we are one. Even though we are husband and wife, we are two people, we are one. You need to help your wife to come see. The reason why she's avoiding the conversation around money might not be because she's stubborn or she's a wicked woman. No. First, it might be because she has no good background about money, especially for those of us who grew up in poverty. Number two, it might be because she's not earning. So you can say that she likes to spend. That's because sometimes people want to feel among. They want to do what every other person is doing. So we can't blame this woman 100%. As a matter of fact, I wish I know how long you have been married for. If you have been married for so long a time, I will say that first, the man has not done well enough in this aspect, because you are supposed to sit back. See, there are some, even though I spoke about cultural integration earlier on, there are some parts of our culture that we can never throw away. They used to say that amongst the Yorubas, apologies to those who are not Yorubas, among the Yorubas, they used to say that Ilioko is Ilieko, that the marriage ground is a ground for education and tutoring. So if it is that she had no inclination towards money management or making money or whatsoever, we have now grown together. Teach yourselves about money. Get the book, read it, narrate it to her. Get the book, read it, send shots of what you learned from the book to her by WhatsApp message. You see, I know I'm also a man. Some things could be very, very frustrating. But you see, marriage, we're in it forever. So whatever it is, they said that the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is now. If you are 50 and you are giving up, once you are 60, what will you now do? When you are 70, what will you now do? So get started now. The things you know about money, in love, with the spirit of love, explain it to your wife. Because
Thank you. Sorry, VHF.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have plenty questions.
Let's throw them
Sorry,
on.
I'm so sorry. I'm cutting you short.
Go ahead. You're free to do that. You're free to.
Okay. I have plenty questions. I hope that person is okay with that question. I would quickly add to the still say, meanwhile, why she's not earning now? I'll say have a budget for her.
Yeah.
If you are the one paying all the bills, 100% and everything, say £50 what I have for you for a week. Once it's finished, then you wait till next week.
Yes.
If you are buying food and you are buying every other thing, and she just wants to have a token to herself to spend.
Yeah.
Because if you have bought everything and you have paid for the bills, what is she spending on?
Yeah.
Then if she wants to, if she wants to not buy clothes or something, that would be different. But as pocket money, have a budget for her. That's aside. Sorry, VHF. This question says, what's your take on your husband saying your money is money? That you don't have the right. You don't have the right to have a personal savings. That is as wife. Even after giving your monthly share, plus him without, after giving your monthly share, plus him saying you can't give to your family except he says so. That's the wife saying that the husband said, even after giving her own share. Do you understand the question?
I clearly understand that. So you see, most money issues have roots. I have very good understanding of business analysis, even though I manage technology projects. I have very good understanding of business analysis. And in mathematics, I'm also a student of mathematics. In mathematics, there's what is called causation. And in project management, there is what is called root cause analysis. As you were reading out that question, I was already taking my mind back to what could have caused this. So money is not the issue in this case. I can boldly tell you, if I sit down with both of them, you will see that there are lots of issues beyond money. So that woman and that man who are in this situation will need to sit down and redefine what marriage is. And see, the man is being an African man in that marriage. The woman is also not I might be wrong, but by my perception of this question and the tone of the question, the woman has some things that she does that are not permissible or that are not comfortable for the man. So what the man is doing in terms of leadership is loading things on her. If she makes her money, if you are not discussing money together or planning, budgeting together, having financial goals together as a family, then you cannot outrightly say that she cannot send her money home. If she has parents to take care of, in fact, you should even encourage her to do that, to take care of that. We all should take care of our parents. But then the part that has to do with both of us sitting together to say, this is it. You'll be shocked, man, that a lot of women don't know how much their husband earns. And it's so funny. I don't know where we got that from as men to say that. I don't understand. Why won't your wife, the woman you are sleeping with, the one that has children with you, does not know how much you earn? Is it when you go to heaven that you now know how much you are earning? I don't understand. There are some women today that the money they make, their husband can never know they make up to that. In my mind, that's devilish. So to this question, that's our dear brother needs help, not to treat his wife like a slave. That our dear sister needs to sit down and understand what it means to set financial goals and budgets. Madam Tolu, you know that in my house, anything that is not budgeted for is not qualified to be spent. My children, the first is 10, and they know that if it's not in the plan, no matter where we go to shop, if it's not in the plan, we will not buy the chocolates. We will not if it's not in the plan. So before going for shopping, we already have the plan. There are fundamental issues around this question that goes beyond just the money. The after effect of it is what I'm saying that is now playing on the money, but there are major issues. And
so what we should do now to send money to our family?
So here is it. Because the man seems to have power, because I see here that the man has power and the woman must have been giving him that place of authority, which is okay to do. So what we will say is, this is the money. Can we plan it? See, it is said that if you fail to plan, you are already planning to fail.
Okay, if it's planning and you say no, sorry.
No,
you are planning now. You can't still send money. I don't know if he's sending to his own family.
So it doesn't matter if he's sending to his family. But in the first place, once we come to times to say that, see, let me give you an instance. I know of someone very close to me when he first got married to a very fantastic lady. And the lady told him, every month you will be sending, the lady told the man, every month you will be sending money to my parents, because before I got married, that's how I used to send money to them every month. Can you imagine? I know all the men here will be getting angry now already now. Because really in the first place, and then the person confided in me and say, can you imagine what rubbish that marriage is putting on my table? Me. You are commanding me to be sending money because your hands are not broken. You are still working. These people are your parents. If you want to encourage me as your husband, their son-in-law, to support you, why not? But don't make it a compulsion for me to tell me be sending money to my parents because you have now married me.
Okay, in this case, VHF, shouldn't there be an agreement with husband and wife?
There has to be.
That's what money to your dad, your family, and my family. Maybe 50-50.
No. Let's not go that way. Let's not go that way.
What can we do then?
Let's not go that way, because marriage is not a ground for competition. And people need to understand that. Marriage is not a ground for competition. If the man has parents and he's been sending money to his parents, if he can, make that transparent to your wife to say that I do this to my parents every month. If what you earn is sufficient enough and you want to also give, please don't have problem with your wife sending money to their parents now. That's their parents now. That's the people that give birth to them. Please don't have problem with that. If it's affecting the family income, is where you now sit down to say, let's plan it. This money is too much. Can we reduce this so that we can meet these other expenses in the family? Just reach an agreement. Women, don't stop your husband from taking care of their parents. These are people who give birth and they won't be here forever. Before you know it, they are gone. I will now start killing cow and be buying plenty ashwebi. Let's take care of them now. So it's just to reach that compromise. Husbands, don't stop your. See, if I give to my nephews and my nieces, I say it freely in my house. Oh, I just saw 5,000 naira in one of my Nigerian accounts. I sent it to so person's daughter. Simple.
Is it right to say before you send to, like, I want to send money to my cousin or my nephew?
It's not marriage.
It's not for, sorry, sir. It's not for you to acknowledge. Sorry, it's not for you to give me a go ahead.
Yeah.
But just for you to, just for me to let you know, so that just for you to be aware. What do you think?
Okay. Yeah. So before I answer, I will say this to say that marriage is not a master-slave relationship. Marriage is not a Oga and Omoshe relationship.
Yeah.
We are co-heir, we are co-joined in this matter. So if you love me enough, you tell me where your money is going. So to say that, there is somebody that I think I need to send money to, be free to say it. I want to send money to this person. When I have money, I'll send to this person. or I plan to send social amount to this person. If you have objection, discuss it right there. Not that you'll be lording it over her. This money, how about if she's not even collecting your own money and giving it to family member? Will you still be angry? So please, husband and wives, it boils down to what we know about money and how we have set up our families around money conversations. The bedrock of it is the love of money is the root of all evil. All the men that are raising shoulder because of money, fighting their wife because of money, is because you love money too much. All the women that are doing it's not giving me money, it's not doing this, it's because your love for money is too much. If we all come together and have common understanding about money, we will do the right things together as a family unit with our money, and we will glorify God with it. Let me give you an instance. I have a practice of giving to, in the UK we call it charity, charity. And at a particular time of the year, I do that a lot. It's more or less sacrificial for me. Sometimes it's not convenient, but it's something that I've gotten a whole lot of results from. So the last time I was going to do that, I felt, this money that I'm making in the UK is not enough. Let me just split what I have into two and do one part. So I did. My wife knows she knows that I do that, so I don't need to ask. But then, after I had done that, my mind kept telling me that what I did was not enough. But I was doing everything to give the excuse that one is enough. This is UK. You can't spend everything. What will you now? Guess what? I got home. I was trying not to tell my wife that I've been having this conflict in my mind about this money that I give. I now told my very lovely wife that, see, there's been this contention in my mind about this money. She just said, so give the remaining one now. What is now? Why are you fighting with yourself? Just give the remaining one and let it be finished. So as if that's the permission I was waiting for, I just packed everything with the remaining one and I gave it to the charity. Yes, you will say that I am lucky, but we didn't start this way. Over to you, ma'am.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. I have the hand up. Kejiko, could you please unmute yourself? And
hi, KG, over to you.
Your hand is up.
KG, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm sorry, please. I'm here. Good evening. How are you all doing? And thank you so much for the lecture. I was gonna ask, talking about joint accounts, would you say it is wise for both the wife and the spouse, husband and wife, to be on agreement that, okay, we have a joint account where we put 70% of our income in, and then, for the household and everything, and then the remaining 30% could be in our private accounts. So the issue of, I want to send money to my family, or she has more family or he has more family, we're sending more to, so whatever you like, you do with your own 30%. And what do you think about that?
Okay. What you have brought to the table, KG, is a very good ideology. What I would say to that is, again, when we talk about joint accounts, the question we want to ask ourselves is, why? Has anyone asked why? Or you just because you came to Lutero show and they say, husband and wife should have joint accounts, boom, everybody's going to have joint account. No. The question you should be asking is why? Do we need a joint account? If your family does not need a joint account, why are you having a joint account? If things have been sailing smoothly the way you are and you're progressing financially without joint accounts, why? But if you have chosen to have joint accounts, I would say joint accounts means two legal entities have become one legal entity. And when we have legal entities, there are laws and rules binding those legal entities. So don't just have joint accounts. Set the rules. Set the rules. That's why I love MOB's ideologies and methodologies around things. Set the rules. These joint accounts that we are having as a family, This is what we'll use the money for. This is how we'll be withdrawing from that account. Anything that is not within this space, we will need to sit down to agree to dip our hands into that joint account. So it's good to have joint accounts. In fact, it keeps husband and wife together a lot, because when you sleep together, you kiss together, you hold hands together, you produce children together, you do everything together. Why won't you keep money together? Keep money together, but then have an understanding, so that you don't have a joint account and the man says, I am the lord of the house, and one day picks the money and go buy a new car. No. Or picks the money one day and send to one Mr. Muritala in the village to start laying foundation for him. Is that the reason for the joint accounts? So it's good to have joint accounts. If you say this is the portion of your earning that goes into the joint account, good agreements. The man agrees, the woman agrees to put it there. What I do with the remaining 30%, if you are planning holistically your money together, right, you might want to disclose what you're doing with the remainder. He might also want to disclose what he's going to do on the remainder. But if there are no rules around the remainder, everybody go enjoy your money. If 30% that is remaining from him and from you needs to come together also to fund feeding in the family, why not? To fund another project, why not? But have an agreement. The bedrock of all of this is that we don't talk to ourselves about money. We don't talk to ourselves about money. And make it free to talk about money. I love money conversations. I do a lot of planning and budgeting. Before the money comes, I'm already thinking, what is it for, and all of that. And I do up until now in the UK. I have, if I pull up my whatever, every month has a budget. Not once in a while, every month, where the money is going to must be defined. If it's not defined, the money is not leaving the account. And it's as simple as that.
I must say, I'm sorry to you must be a very good person, a good Nigerian man, and a good husband. I must say that, because I live in the United States and the culture is different here when it comes to money. And African men bring their own culture in here, and they tend to apply what's best for them, what works for them. When it is the African culture, they tend to apply that. And when it is the American culture, they tend to apply that. Well, thank you for your response. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much, KG. I hope this helps you. I really hope this helps you. The important thing here, I'll say it at the end, but then the important thing here is, it is only faith that comes by hearing. Faith comes by hearing, but you see results, it comes by doing. No matter what I have said today, if we do not put them to action, we will not get it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I have Dr. Niyi here. Can you please unmute yourself?
Is it Dr. Niyi? I know. Okay, no. It's not.
No. Go on, please.
Please unmute, sir. Dr. Lani, please unmute, sir.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can.
Thank you so much. It's been a while I joined this forum. Mr. Olu, thank you for permit for
money brought it today, sir.
Money brought you.
Well, I just stumbled on this on this platform just now, and I just overheard you saying that we should talk about money at home. Oh, I really love that sentence. People don't talk about it at home. They find it difficult to share their ideas about money, being so sensitive. People are so secretive, especially in UK here.
Yeah.
Husband and wife, they don't like talking about it. If you are if you have lived in Nigeria for years and you come here as a family, I'm telling you the truth, things will change. Maybe because of the environment, maybe because of the commitment, maybe because of little disparity between both parties in terms of conflict.
Yeah.
Now they try to keep away issue of money discussion from one another. This is very unfortunate.
Very, very.
It's very unfortunate, and that has made a lot of houses, in disarray.
That's true, sir.
Because of money issues. I want to talk regarding that, because if both parties, husband and wife, are so explicit to have a clear mind, this is what we have seen: couples not sharing what they are earning every month.
Yeah.
And they are living in the same house. Why?
They are even sleeping with each other.
This is very uncalled for.
The height of it.
It's so devilish. When you are living with a partner who you cannot even extract an income at the end of the day. You are living with a partner, and the partner keeps away whatever she does from you in terms of finance. So what kind of partnership are we talking about? So not being explicit could be the main problem.
Yeah.
And we do not see money as all in all. When you see money as all in all, the way we capitalize on money, the issue of money, has taken away the love of the family.
Yeah.
And that is where, because I really enjoy what you have talked today, honestly speaking.
Thank you, sir.
We should not base everything on money.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
We should try as much as possible to be conversative. Talk to ourselves. Make it a thing that we can discuss. We can discuss it in a fun way. We can discuss it. Don't see it as alpha and omega. If you don't do this, no, just take it so lightly.
So lightly,
and communicate with your wife.
Yeah.
When I was in Nigeria, I was a lecturer in Nigeria. I told my wife some time ago, I said, do you remember that when I was in Nigeria as a lecturer, you will see my pay slip on the ground.
Yeah.
My pay slip for the month. I will just throw it on the ground.
Yeah.
My children, Daddy, see your pay slip. I said, what do I do with the pay slip? I've gotten the money.
The money is in the account.
So the pay slip does not give me any money, but that is my pay slip for everybody to know.
Yeah.
So that you know the limit of your father.
Yeah. Yeah. You won't ask too much.
So when everybody sees my pay slip, they will know this is the limitation of their father.
Yeah.
So you won't come back to me and say, Daddy, I need it. Once you have seen my pay slip. So it has to be something discussable. We can discuss, put it on the table with the children, even with the wife, and discuss it harmoniously and find those ideas how we can move forward. So we need to be more explicit. Number third is that Jesus Christ. A home that prays together, you will not see the issue of money being higher than anything. Because God is our provider. You put everything on God's hands. You can discuss it. You want to send money to your father, you don't have to do it. And after you might have done it, then you are not telling your husband. It sounds no. Or you have done it already, and you are not telling your wife. Your wife might not talk. We can discuss it, even with the children. Do we need to send this money to this guy? Have you seen any good response from them? There are some people who take our money and they will not even say thank you. Of course, they will say, what have you done? At the end of the day, all these things.
Thank you, Doctor.
So thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I have a very sensitive question I want to ask. Somebody sent me this question. Can I quickly ask? Somebody says, somebody is asking, okay, my husband is building a house back home in Nigeria without my knowledge. I found out and I've asked people to go and verify for me. And I was shocked. The whole house has been completed. We have relocated. Sorry, it's the way they wrote it. We are relocated to the UK 10 years ago. And I have always been so plain, and I have my own bills are paid.
Okay.
I never hide anything from my husband. And this is so shocking to me.
Yeah. It's a sensitive question, but we can deal with it. First, we empathize with you. It feels like a betrayal. It feels like, well, I don't want to use too much of big words that might take it out of hand. But then it feels like, have I not been open enough for you to also be open to me? especially because anything that has to do with that magnitude, that magnitude, you will be carried along. It's not because, of course, it's not because you will stop him from doing it, or that you'll fight him for doing it. But again, let's now x-ray the issue. Let's x-ray that matter. The question you should be asking yourself, our dear sister was asked the question is, if I had known before it started, would I have supported it? That's number one. We are not blaming you, but that's just number one. If you had mentioned it to you, because you have lived abroad now for 10 years, and you're probably when people have lived abroad to a certain degree, they are comfortable, they are okay. So, are you the kind of person who probably does not believe in doing anything back home again? That's number one. Number two, have you ever had, not directly, maybe even indirectly, those kind of conversations, and there's been some inclinations to the fact that you might not subscribe to that idea of going to build something in Africa? So because you are still in the marriage, and this is a family matter, we want you to do a self-audit, do a self-reflection to say that even if this guy had told me, would I have agreed at the beginning? If you're honest with yourself about this, and you're very sure that you wouldn't have been able to stop it, the next thing we will do is, see, marriage is not bed of roses. We offend ourselves, so we step on each other's toes. No matter how, so see, it is human beings that feel that things are out of what you are even thinking in the corner of your own family that is over the board as in serious matter. It will happen to some people, and they will just sit down and just discuss it, and it's finished. So our counsel will be reach out to him and say, in fact, the first step you should have taken was, except if there are fundamental issues before, apart from that, because I didn't expect that the first step you will take, we're not blaming you, please don't forget. I didn't expect that the first step you will take would be to now ask someone to check around for you if it is true. So, and if at all, that's a good.
She was surprised.
And if at all, that's a good step for you just to validate what you are seeing. The next action plan is to find a convenient place, a comfortable time, a very relaxed environment. I know because you are shocked, you might not be able to do this, but then we grow daily. Over time, our maturity level goes up, and the way our decision making and the way we handle issues go with how mature we become over time. But again, what I would have said to do is to sit back. It might cause a little rift, but then approach the man and ask him, I got to know that this project is going on. Don't you want me to support you? Don't you think I could have even supported you? Why would you keep it away from me? If he had done that egoistically, he probably will flare up first, right? If there have been fundamental family issues, he probably will get angry first. But you know what you're driving at. You know what you're driving at. So sit back, and because you are the receiving end here and you are the woman, you are the receiving end. You don't want to compound the disappointment that you already feel. So what you should be looking for is not how we can say that the other person is at fault, but to look for how we can resolve the issue. Because if I build a house today, it's for my family. And who are my family? Before the children came, my wife was the one that were doing pari passu together. So what is it? So please approach him, ask him. If it becomes an argument, step back a little, come back again until he comes to himself. There is a part of the Bible, apologies to those who are not of the Christian faith, there's a part of the Bible that says that the prodigal son came to himself. We are human beings, and we are people who can think. We are not animals. So no matter how so bad things are, or how so tense things are, we will always have that moment where we come to ourselves. So, our dear sister, don't be too shocked, except if he has built this house for a girlfriend or a woman friend, or he has built it for his parents without you knowing. But if it is his house that he has built, if it's his house, it's your house. But ask him.
He will have to see the document. Our name is there.
No, hold on.
Realistic, sir.
Hold on. Except if there are fundamental except if
why
there
are you hiding it? If my house is your house.
Hold it. Except if there are fundamental family issues where the man wants to run away or want to punish the woman. No. If there are no fundamental issues, see, cultural issues are very, very sensitive issues that we need to address here. In Africa, a man is always seen to be the one that is the kabiosi. No one can question him. Oh my God, I wish I have English words to describe some of these things. The African culture wants to magnify the man. So when the men came to the diaspora, whenever they come abroad as well, they still carry those chieftaincy regalia they have back at home. And they are not integrating, they are not sitting back to say, how can we work together as a family? So you will ask him, it might cause rift amongst you, but stay on the asking. If he has built it in his name and there is no divorce or court proceedings that has to do with you and him separating, it's our house now. It's his house. If you go to Africa, that's where you are going to live in. Yeah. So rejoice with him. In fact, the next thing you should be doing is hold on, man. The next thing you should be doing is after he apologizes that he didn't tell you, or probably wants it to be a surprise, or he's done it so that he can just be a man that he is. Ask him, when are we going to go and open the house? Get in the plane with him, go and check the house together. Oh, this is our house. Love it.
Okay. Let me hear another person's opinion.
Okay.
Please. Okay. Please submit yourself, sir.
Okay. Thank you, VHF.
Yes.
Yeah. So my name is Sonny. I think what you said makes sense, but also I think for me, fundamentally, the issue is about trust. The trust is broken. That needs to be fixed. There's no getting around that. Whether the house is for his personal use, and why did he do it behind the wife's back? Yeah. So I think there's a major issue with that.
It is. Thank you so much. It is. But then it is said in Africa that you don't throw the baby away with the bathwater. And that's why I have answered the way I have answered. Because if we flip around, so should we say because there is a breach of trust in terms of building a house, and then the whole marriage should collapse? No. But let's flip it the other way around. If you were to be the woman who has done this, African men in the house listening to me, how would you have felt about it? Because sometimes before we take steps as well, we should sit back to look at things. If my wife is building a house somewhere, I don't even know if she has the land. I didn't know how she's getting the money, but they finished building the house. And I'm now getting to know. I also will feel bad as a man. And the next thing I should be doing is, what is the intent? Why did you take that step? Okay, is it our house? Or is the house that you built for a woman friend, or you built it for your parents, or what is the intention? We should know. If the intention is clear and you just want to be a man or whatsoever, okay, it's okay. No fight again. Let's go and see the house.
Okay. There's another question because we have a lot of questions. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Before you see the house, you should see the document.
Okay.
I don't think it is right for that woman to just go and see the house when you are not sure because first you have already, as you've said, the trust is gone about that. A whole house from the beginning to the end. It takes a while. You have been planning it.
Okay.
Now they say, oh, okay, if you confront the man, and he say, oh, sorry, this, I know you won't let me do it. If I don't start to putting the money aside and do it, and it's just a surprise, they can make it the way you want to color it.
Yeah.
But okay, no problem. If it's a surprise, where are the documents? Are you sure Omonile is not disturbing you?
That's true.
And another shocker can be there. If the man is not including your name in the landed property or whatever, that would be another shock for the woman.
Okay, but let's look at it this way. The house is in Africa.
Yes.
Mostly in Africa. A man is always a man. They don't put the woman's name sometimes.
Sorry?
So if mostly in Africa, they hardly put the woman's name in Africa.
Let's just leave.
No, just hold on.
Some people do that. Hold on. So it's possible.
Because really, if we really want to help this our sister around the trust that was breached, our clamor here should not be around, show me the documents. Anybody can bring any document. Do you want to say, okay, give me the document, let me go and verify? Why are we causing fights where there is no need for fights? Show me the house. Is this house our house? It is our house. Let's go and see our house. We go and see our house. Where is it? I hope all the documents, C4, everything is complete. Don't let them come tomorrow. In fact, sit on the house. Sit on it. Every now and then, once you make small money, collect the key, travel to Africa, go to the house. Shebi is our house. Go sit down there. You are not, except you are planning to leave the marriage.
Well, let me just do like that because I know it's important.
We pray that God gives you wisdom. Pray that you find a place to accept this in your heart and settle it within yourselves. Really.
Amen. Okay, that's that. So this is a US question. Maybe KG can help us shed light on this. It says, as someone who lives in the US, is it advisable to file tax separately? I ask this question because my spouse doesn't work with the government, no deductible taxes from his income, and it makes us file a joint tax thereafter, which gives me a token, Lori Owomi. That's how they write it. So what can you say, sir, before I bring KG?
First, I will say that's not fair. Number two, it is because they are not discussing money. Okay, now you don't earn where the hands of the government can reach your tax rights, but we should be responsible citizens. We should not be evading tax. People file tax privately. So whatever it does, you will find a way to file tax separately. You will have to file his tax separately so that the tax burden on the woman will not be too much to bear. Because in this case, she's carrying the tax burden all alone. And again, if both of them have agreed to make it that way, so that they can not breach the law, but probably find a way to evade, not evading tax, or maybe finding a legal means not to pay the tax. I don't know if it's called, okay, that's called tax avoidance, not evading tax. Evading tax is illegal, but tax avoidance is still okay. It's still permissible. So if it's a way to avoid tax, then we now need to sit back to say, the money that you now earn alone, that there is no tax on it, are you going to be doing a reverse deduction back to me? Or you want to shoulder all the responsibility that I'm supposed to have been doing with the money that is being overtaxed? So it's just a way of sitting back to say, let's look at it together. Except you're not working as a team. If you're working as a team, and we should be a team in the family. If you're working as a team, so we sit down to discuss these things.
You're right, sir. I'm sorry, VHF. I would even want to know where the money is going to, the account.
Exactly.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
If I'm the one they are taking, they're supposed to take, can you please shed light, KG, please?
Hold on, please. Can you repeat the question? Whoever asked that question, let me have a good
someone who lives in America is it advisable to file tax separately? I ask this question because my spouse doesn't work with the government, so there's no deduction of tax from his income, and it makes them file tax joint tax thereafter, which gives me a token. It gives me a token on top of my money. Let's say the file tax is $10,000, for example, maybe giving out $1,000. As she said, it's a token on my money.
Okay, hold on. If it's not working with government, you don't have to work with government before you pay taxes, unless it's self-employed. Because in America, once you're employed, taxes are taken out of your income before you get your paycheck.
Yeah, you said
you can't avoid.
They fight.
No, but I'm trying to explain certain things.
Okay.
It does not work. The spouse doesn't work with the government. Has nothing to do with not paying taxes. In America, the taxes are taken out of our income before you get your paycheck for your income for the month. So unless he's self-employed and he's not disclosing in total how much he's making,
okay,
you understand that, and he also has expenditures which he can claim on that tax returns, which should be okay. But if he's deliberately not working, and the spouse is the one working and making all the income, then that spouse who is filing for joint for them is the head of the household. That person is going to be filing as head of the household. If the person, if he's self-employed, I would say let me tell you something. She needs to just file separately.
Yeah, because he can.
If he can easily get her, and then in trouble.
Hold on, ma.
Yeah.
Sorry, she sent 3 messages. Well, I think she's listening and she's sending messages. She said, it is this African culture-minded man. If I decided not to agree with him, he could cause a fight. The taxes he was supposed to pay will still be deducted from total tax return. He is self-employed.
Okay. It's just very simple.
Hold on, please. Let me tell you something, and let's be candid. I don't care whether he raises hell or not. You're slaving yourself for him. He's making the money, self-employed. Is he bringing the income to you? If he's not doing that, he's not paying taxes. He's making you pay the taxes from your own income. That means when you file taxes together, whatever he declares, if he had not paid in tax on those income he earned, that means you're going to pay more taxes because they're looking at your tax bracket. Your income bracket. It's increased.
Yeah.
Apart from the income, your income taxes that has been taken from your own taxes before you receive your paycheck. So you probably you even lucky you got a token back. Sometimes people, you have to pay the government back. You paid states back. You either owe states and get some money back from federal, or you owe them.
Is that dishonesty?
That's dishonesty. Yes, dishonesty. And trust me, IRS have a way of coming back to catch you, because they audit everybody, and when they see the people he's getting money from, he's doing services from, they're also including it in their own tax returns when they're filing it. So eventually there'll be a red flag somewhere. It may take years, but trust me, it will catch up on you. And for her to say, if that time comes, because you're filing together, you'll both be responsible.
Absolutely.
And guess who is going to pay it? She will be the one in trouble, not him, because he doesn't care. So she needs to file taxes separately. Let him make all the noise he wants. I file taxes separately. And there's a reason. I've been doing it for like 10 years now, or 8 years, and it's for a reason. So when it's going to be favorable to one person, then I think, you know what? Do your own tax, I do my own tax. Because when they come in to get her, not him. Because he will say, this is how much I make. And she can't prove it. He's hiding money, so he's using her. So she needs to put her foot down. Put her foot down and say, do your own taxes. I've done my own. No. If I don't even tell him, file your taxes first.
That's what
file your taxes when he's calling. Just say, look, I've done my taxes, better go and do yours. It's as simple as that. Period.
So VHF now, knowing this kind of man in courts, I said, if she asks, sir, VHF, how can this lady approach the husband without a fight?
Before approaching the husband, since we are also here to support families, right? We're not here to encourage families to break apart or to be at loggerheads with each other. So the first thing we will do is if you won't listen, write it. So say, this is what I have discovered. This is what I think. This is the danger that is ahead of us. And I have seen that a lot. See, living abroad has taught me a lot of lessons about Black people, especially Nigerians. The menace of certificate of sponsorship in the UK is perpetrated most by Nigerians. The ideology of wanting to just cut corners, either with driver's license or with work or with anything. I hear even the care job that people do, they still fight to pick shifts. And in fact, some people say they go as far as probably even, I've heard of someone going as far as doing juju on this matter. Yes. Yes.
To get shift or what?
You won't believe it.
Ah.
You won't believe it. Somebody, I heard of a story of someone who has lived in the United Kingdom for more than 10 years. He's got no driver's license. He's driven. He's had accidents. He's got a case in courts. Guess what he did last year? He traveled back to Africa to go soak himself in juju so that once he gets to courts, they will rule in his favor. And I'm wondering, wow, is it no retardation of spirit and mind?
Wow.
So now back to this story. It doesn't relate to this story, but just to tell you that sometimes we need to shift away from what we have been used to doing or how we have been used to wanting to cut corners at all costs. You can cut corners in an environment where there are no rule of law. But once you get to a place where there are rule of law, I don't know how your conscience will so do it that you're trying to evade tax. Why? That is what belongs to Caesar. Just do it. Why do you want? So if yourself and the spouse have an understanding that, see, so that we can make enough family income, let's just get the taxes out of your own expenditure alone. But this other one, we keep it in bulk for the family, is understanding. But in this case, that's not the case. So my response to handling this man is, you'll have to come out blunt, sit down to talk about it. If he's going to go mad, let him go mad, but he must hear it. He has to hear it. If you need to call elders, we like to call elders a lot in Africa. If you need to call elders to speak to him on the matter, because next month you are going to go back to your own office to say that this is how your taxes should be deducted. And you are going to write to IRS how it should be done. If he's self-employed and he's not filing his tax rights, you see how these are people that if you find out, like if you find out this person's name, now this person might even be a Christian, even a pastor, you'll be shocked. And these are people we call God all the time, but then do living right just becomes an issue. Why do you want to cut corners? So please, our dear sister, we are pleading with you. Sit down and have that conversation. Is going to be a tough conversation, but you can't shy away from it anymore. You need to have that conversation because it will throw you and the entire family into, this is something that once the problem comes and you are carrying it all alone, the burden comes on you and the family might likely bear the brunt as well because there won't be peace in the family again. So fight the fight now so that you don't have to separate in the future. That's my counsel.
Okay. We want to enjoy your hand is up. Where are you raising your hand down there? Okay, please unmute yourself.
That's our host.
I can't even see.
As far as I know, that's our host.
Where you have raised your hand, I can't see you to unmute you.
Please unmute him.
Oh, I'm singing.
Yeah, that's the man of the house.
Okay. Please go ahead. You have a contribution. Please go on.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, VHF, for shedding light on a lot of areas that is quite sensitive tonight. I have this observation I just want to bring to the limelight. And the observation is recently we have some influx of migrants working in various capacity within the local authority. And in my position, you have to act as a counselor, you support people, you do a lot of stuff that is not even within your job role. You know, being a person of ethnic minority myself. So one of the things I would like most men to understand, and equally maybe we need to speak more about, is the issue of financial safeguarding. Many men are getting caught in this loophole. United Kingdom is a country with very lovely legislation. And this legislation, I've seen ladies calling me up to try and talk to me about what's going on in their family. And then she will start telling you that, okay, we owe a lot of money, but we've paid everything, but I'm still paying, I'm still contributing, putting all the money in his account. And then some people, funny enough, this is the complicated part. Most of these ladies are getting advices from various Nigerian ladies forum on WhatsApp. So they now advise the ladies, oh, you can go to the police. You just tell him that he's financially abusing you. There is slavery and this migration law. And to be honest, those laws work against what our culture and tradition stands for. Because from the look of things, I have to be virtually pleading with the lady that let me speak to your husband first, because he would definitely be in a big trouble. She's transferring all her money to his account. And he's the one. And it won't make sense to any judge or any legal authority that why will a woman do so much and then transfer everything to you because you are the husband?
Wow.
This is one area that we as Africans, we're not paying attention to. And a lot of men are getting caught in that. You permit me to use the word stupid traditional way of doing things, instead of just allowing love and maybe the true principles of marriage union to prevail. That is one area that I is troubling me. I will be honest with you. It's troubling me because a lot of people are saying, I'm transferring my salary to my husband. Oh, he's not paying. I'm the one paying all this. But I'm thinking, if they should bring everything on the table to say, okay, let's look at it. Does this man really realize that he's putting himself in a big trouble doing this? And why are we even subjecting and trying to control our wives anyway?
I don't understand.
So thank you for your contribution.
That is my take. I just felt I should bring that to limelight. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Because I don't understand really. An able-bodied woman, someone that has gone to school, gave birth to children, big grown-up woman is working. And the next thing is that you are now commanding her to be transferring money. So the account that she opened, that account should not receive money. Or they have said from the village or from Genesis chapter 1 verse 1, or from the beginning of things that women's accounts are not qualified to be receiving money. I don't understand why.
I don't know. Thank you very much, VHF. I don't know. I'll just say if they don't want the marriage to hold, it depends. Women should be careful who they speak to. Who they listen to. Not a group you belong to on WhatsApp.
Thank you for bringing that. I think we should quickly address that matter. For those of us who live in the UK, we are aware of all these things and see. You were not in a WhatsApp group before you got married. Marriage is supposed to be worked out by both parties. So if there are differences, there are issues, sit back, talk about them. If you have your disagreement at home and your arguments, do them, but come back to agreement and to terms with yourselves. I'm aware of some of those WhatsApp groups or some friends calling each other and advising people against each other. See, if you want to hold there and true to the tenets of marriage, sit down and work things out. Those who have been married here for long enough understand that marriage is not a bed of roses. We are all working it out. So sit back and work out your own. Stop looking for WhatsApp group or Facebook group that will advise you so that you can get one immigration paper and then send your husband packing or send your wife packing. Please, let's be cautious. Let's be cautious of how we address things. Marriage is to be worked out. There is no marriage that is perfect nowhere. We are all working at it. If some men tell you about their wives today, you will not believe it. If some men to tell you how funny and how so naughty their husbands are, you will not believe. But we are still holding hands together and still pushing this stuff together. I do apologize for those who are not of the Christian faith, but there is a part of the Bible that a lot of people don't read. The part where Jesus says that there is a level of aptitude that is required for anyone that wants to get married. That marriage is somehow, everybody cannot take it, but because there is a level of aptitude. So you must work yourself to that level where you can have that understanding that, see, sometimes women go through this kind of mood swing. Sometimes they get counsel from external. You must sit to yourself and come to terms to yourself and say, how do we address this issue if they come up? And if you look at it very well, most of what we call marriage counseling were done with cultural approach, traditional approaches. And so now we have grown into those marriages and we're having conflicts that could have been avoided by just talking to a counselor. And our advice tonight will still be, even if you have been married for 30 years and there are conflicts, you can still speak to a counselor.
Thank you, sir. Let me quickly read this so that we'll round up. So someone says in chat room, says, challenges with financial issues exist because most times couples fail to address key issues before marriage and hoping they can change their partners after marriage. That got into an adage that says, something like that. It says a selfish and uncaring partner was already selfish and uncaring before marriage.
Yes.
A partner that puts his or her family above our marriage has this trait before marriage.
Yes.
Well said. Thank you, sir.
That's true. Most of the people who have issues around their families today. So marriage is the only institution where you get certificate before you step in Africa, right? And it's understandable because most of us have not been married before. Even those who are remarrying, but the remarrying is not to the same person, so you don't even know what you're going to meet them. However, for those who are not married, please, don't be shy, don't be too much in love that you are not discussing some things. Get to understand this relationship with money. Get to understand. See, there are fundamental things that we should be discussing. Relationship with in-laws, relationship with money, concept around religion. Yeah. Who are his friends? Who are our friends? Where did people even meet? Some of these things contribute to most of the issues that we now have in marriages that are traceable back to how a lot of us were brought up and we're not ready to leave some of these things.
Thank you very much, VHF. The time has well spent. Thank you so much. We're supposed to be.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. And I have not even scratched the surface, but it's good.
It's morning matter. Thank you so much. I mean, to everyone who has, said one or two things tonight, who has contributed, to everyone who has taken time off to join the meeting, I want to say a very big thank you to you. Please, everyone to the chat room, you can unmute yourself and say a very big thank you to
Thank you.
Thank
you, sir. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you, VHF.
Thank you, sir. God bless you, sir.
Thank you.